Well, we're here. And yes, there is a bit of a wolf behind me. But it will be gone soon. Very soon. There is a beautiful room being created and it will be present. This is my workshop at the moment. Will be my war room. Yes. Worship, attunement, roar. Okay. Guess we'll talk a little bit about that, won't we? Because God's version of war and ours is a little different, of course. Now, he did call Israel sometimes to go to war with certain individuals and tribes that were causing issues and problems, and that did happen. There isn't no unhappening that. But yet, God does look at war just a little differently. So let's have just a take of what that would be. So, worship, very big thing. Worship is amazing, astounding, wonderful, and very personal. That's what it's supposed to be. We're talking to God with worship. We're asking God to show up with worship. We're asking God to be with us with worship. We're accepting and allowing and knowing that God is God. Attunement, that just very means simply attuning to the will and presence and power of God. That's a big one. And then roar, of course, like the Lion of Judah. We roar. And if we allow that lion to roar through us, oh, wow, things shift, things move. I've had a lot of things shift in the last little while. More will be coming. The next 2 weeks will be telling a good story, I do believe. So let's leave it there. We'll just call it worship, attunement, roar. And, you know, if you want to get a hold of me, it's start healing me. Okay, let's do this again. Whoops, we forgot the Eric. Anyway, you need to put an Eric at starthealing.me. And it's Eric at starthealing.me, Eric at starthealing.me. If you do that, I'll send you a link. The link will lead you to a session. In a session we will have, you may find some answers to the healing puzzle that you're working on currently. So reach out. We're here. Let's get on to that odd story. I mean, we've got people inside that we haven't found out much about, but they're there. But we know that tomato sandwiches, tomato and bacon sandwiches, even better, are being eaten. We also understood that the the author, me, fell asleep. I do apologize again, but it happens. It will happen again. Strange and odd things happen around me all the time, so I'm kind of used to it. Other people have to get used to it. But let's move into the story just for a few minutes. We'll just kind of round some things up, move some things through. So there's a census happening in a sense. Oh boy, that's terrible. But it's true. And this is going to help because then all these people will be able to be known and helpful and we will know what to do, when to do, and how to do. And this is kind of how a sanctuary runs, I guess. We'll find out more. Then there's the nasty, ugly things that are standing outside the door that they like to call themselves nasty and ugly, so that we're not calling them any worse. They're outside that gate and they're hammering, but they aren't getting in. They can't get through, they can't get to the people. So, first things first, let's find out about this bunch because they're here. Well, that should be the first thing, right? So the lady said, "Hey, who are you guys? You said you once were. So you follow God, if I remember correctly. Yes, we do. That became the problem with this bunch who decided to annihilate our universe. We don't know why God allowed it, but he did. We don't really fight, not in the way most people fight. We fight by prayer and by intercession. But at this point, apparently our universe had decided that it didn't need that particular solar system anymore, and it was gone. Of course, we in this ragtag fleet, I guess that's always the thing, isn't it? That's always ragged and tagged by many things have been fighting, losing, and now we are here. But we do not just come as, you know, refugees. We have abilities, skills, builders we are. The admiral at that point said, "Builders, really? Where are you from?" Well, here. What happened to it? It's gone. Oh, no. Yeah, but you survived. How many is left? About 1 million, I think. They're stuffed in corners and bits and pieces on these ships. Kind of cramped, but we've been living. Well, that I don't suppose you can terraform. That's not something we can do, but we can build anything you wish, but not terraforming. Not our jig. The Admiral says, well, we can do that for you. Let's see, you're kind of humanoid, yes. For the most part, we're human. Noid, yes. 2 legs, 2 arms, a nose. Yeah, we breathe, oxygen. Yep. Get all that together. I imagine that's going to take you a few. Ah, there we go. That should be a starter, and then you can build from there. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. Lots of plateaus and things to build on. We like to build. Lots of materials to build with. Wow, this is really awesome. It'll hold us quite nicely. Thank you. Oh, that was a very dead world. Whatever happened to it, who knows? Probably the last owners before they left probably nuked most things. That was a blast world, but we got her back together. And we can do things like that. There's so many other bits and pieces around here that can do things. So, oh yeah, there comes the shuttle of trees. That's the people that lost everything but gained the world, as they say. It's a godly thing, isn't it? Yes, we're very thankful to God. Our world was messed up anyway by multiple warriors coming through and messing it up. I guess God finally just hit the reset switch. Be interesting to see what that turns into at some point if we ever get to maybe take a peek. The Admiral says, "Oh, you mean those things outside are still bothering?" Yeah. But we're inside the gate. They can't come in. They're very annoyed and noisy. The Admiral says, "I noticed. May have to send them back to where they came from, but that's a long way away." Well, that would be nice, but I think at the same time, does where they came from want them back? Well, there isn't probably much left of where they came from. They've been doing that for a while. Well, yeah, a minute. So it's at least a place to live, and we can build. We'll show you what we can do. And so the rag fleet that was mostly falling apart with the Admiral's help, they got all the people out of those ships, and they were mostly junk. At least we would have called them junk. They called it building material. They pulled them all apart, put them all back together, made the most amazing buildings. An amazing chapel for God. It was awesome. The acoustics were amazing. The lady loved it. She wished one in Sanctuary. Of course, she got it. They're builders. They had plenty of material to work with. And they finished. And that was astonishing and wonderful. And as you know, that there are so many things going on in this story, aren't there? But that's what happens in Sanctuary stories. Let's hear one little one more, and then we're done for the day. That little one is that there is a person in amongst those people that isn't from those people, but they are moving and enjoying themselves in that space. And they come to the lady and they go, when those come that will come, that can pass the gate, we will help you defend. Let's leave it there. So let's have a blessing of beautiful joy and peace and hope and majesty of God flowing in and out of your life. Yes, majesty of God. That's a good thing. It means God showing up in a sovereign way, according to his will, according to his wisdom, according to your will, according to your wisdom. Can be. Let's have a little prayer. We come before you, Father, Spirit, Son, and we know that you are incredibly wonderful. You move through and you create sanctuary, and even on the days where I'm not tracking, which is what's happening today, we got a little something up. We put a little chip on the table. Maybe made a little dip with it. And we thank you for pushing back the enemy, giving these people space to breathe and know and be with God. That all healings and all things that are necessary and assigned happen. And that's what we say. And then we say thankful, grateful, gratitude, thankful, grateful, gratitude, thankful, grateful, gratitude, standing in awe and honor, respect, allowing all glory to flow to Father, Spirit, Son. So it is, and so it is. Amen. Well, be blessed, really blessed.